Archangel Michael detected unnatural emotional pressure around you at 3:33 a.m. This is not yours to carry. He's lifting it now, but you must open this before nightfall or it may return. Something awakened in the spirit realm last night at exactly 3:33 a.m. A holy warrior stirred. Archangel Michael, commander of heaven's armies, descended on your behalf. He saw what you couldn't see. He heard the cry you didn't speak. While your body slept, your spirit wrestled. An invisible weight settled upon you. It wasn't yours, but it clung to your soul like smoke from a strange fire. This pressure, this heaviness, this unrest, it didn't belong to you, and heaven knew it. You were marked, not for destruction, but for divine intervention. Because in that sacred hour, the heavens responded. Archangel Michael stood guard over your soul. His sword of light sliced through spiritual fog. What you thought was emotional stress was actually a spiritual intrusion. What felt like your anxiety was not born in you. It was an assignment sent to drain your strength, suffocate your clarity, and blur your destiny. This emotional pressure is not yours to carry. It was planted, smuggled into your atmosphere, designed to attach itself to your mood, your thoughts, your voice, your decisions. But here's what most don't realize. When it strikes at 3:33 a.m., it's not random. That number is prophetic. It is a whisper from heaven saying, Jeremiah 33:3, "Call to me, and I will answer you, and show you great and mighty things you do not know." Archangel Michael responded before you even called. Because heaven watches over those whom God has marked for glory. That's you. Now hear this loud and clear. You must not ignore this message. If you do not spiritually respond before nightfall, this pressure may return sevenfold. Why? Because unclaimed freedom is a doorway reopened. Heaven is lifting it now. But you must say yes. There is a reason you are hearing this today. You are being summoned into a divine moment. You're not crazy. You're under attack. But you are also under protection. And the one who commands angels is lifting this weight from you now. Will you let him? This is your moment of release. This is the start of your return to spiritual alignment. But it's only the beginning. Tap I'm anointed to get the blessing 3333. You woke up feeling heavy. Not just tired, but drained. Something was sitting on your chest. Emotionally, spiritually. It felt like sorrow or fear or confusion. Maybe it felt like a storm had rolled in and you couldn't explain why. Your thoughts were not your own. Your joy had vanished, but nothing around you had changed. That's because the pressure was not natural. It was spiritual. It was never yours to carry. This weight was assigned. A demonic strategy crafted in darkness, carefully wrapped to feel familiar. It might have looked like stress. It might have sounded like your own voice telling you to give up. It might have felt like your own guilt, shame, or panic. But it was not from God, and it was not born in your heart. Archangel Michael saw it coming. That's why the stirring at 3:33 a.m. happened. He didn't just visit. He stood guard. He surrounded your spirit with divine power. You were not left alone. But here is the mystery. God allows us to choose. Even when heaven responds, you must respond too. You must say yes to the lifting. Yes to the freedom. Yes to the battle being fought for you. Type I am not carrying what is not mine to get the blessing 2277. Because if you don't, that pressure can stay. It can wrap around your thoughts like chains. It can become so normal, you begin to believe it belongs to you. That's the danger. When unnatural pressure becomes familiar, it begins to shape your identity. You start saying things like, "I guess this is just who I am now," or "I've always been this way." No, that's a lie from the pit of hell. You are not depression. You are not anxiety. You are not defeat. You are not confusion. You are God's chosen. That's why the pressure came. Because hell saw what was next for you. The enemy saw the light growing in you. He saw the shift in the heavens. He saw your prayers, even the quiet ones, especially the desperate ones. And he got scared. So he sent emotional warfare. But it didn't work. Type "I reject false weight" to get the blessing 6132. Why? Because Michael was dispatched. The prince of God's army stood over your bed, sword drawn, eyes blazing with holy fire. And he whispered to your spirit, "Wake up. This is not yours to carry." That's why you're here now. That's why your spirit felt pulled toward this message. That's why something in your heart said, "This is for me." It's not a coincidence. It's a divine intersection. Heaven is speaking. The burden is being lifted. But there is one thing you must do. You must agree. You must let go of the weight you've carried. You must refuse to let it define you anymore. Speak this out loud. This emotional pressure is not mine. I release it now. I'm under heaven's protection. I am not alone. I am not weak. I am not broken. I am rising. Type "Heaven is lifting it now" to get the blessing 7001. And when you say those words, it's not just emotion. It's spiritual activation. Angels respond to faith. Demons flee from truth. You are not at the mercy of your feelings. You are under the authority of God. The enemy may whisper that nothing is changing. Don't believe it. Something already changed. When Michael showed up, everything began to shift. The atmosphere around you is clearing. The fog is lifting. The lies are crumbling. Your identity is being restored. But you must keep walking through it. Don't stop here. Type "The weight is not mine" to get the blessing 8844. This is just the beginning. And if the pressure returns, you now know what to say. You know what to declare. You know how to stand. Because this time, you're not fighting alone. This time, you know the truth. It was never yours to carry. Hold on to that truth. Let it anchor your soul today. Type "I am rising" to get the blessing 4896. The pressure that tried to crush you was not random. It was sent with a purpose. Hell never wastes weapons. The enemy doesn't bother with those who are going nowhere. He targets the ones who are close to breakthrough. And that's you. You didn't feel the pressure because you're weak. You felt it because your spirit is growing. The darkness around you knew that something powerful was awakening in you. A calling, a fire, a divine shift. The heaviness was a last attempt to block your eyes. Type "My pressure has purpose" to get the blessing 3680. What you felt at 3:33 a.m. was a spiritual interception. The pressure didn't just fall out of nowhere. It was thrown at you. Because what's over your life is dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. You carry light. You carry favor. You carry the kind of faith that scares hell. So the enemy tried to stop it by making you feel confused. He tried to send false emotions to get you to give up on what you never even started yet. But Archangel Michael was watching. He was already sent. God dispatched him before the pressure even reached your room. The moment your soul trembled, heaven thundered. That's how loved you are. That's how protected you are. But now, you must understand why this happened. Because what you don't understand, you can't fight. What you can't fight, you end up accepting. And what you accept, stays. Type no more confusion to get the blessing 5403. This is spiritual warfare. The pressure was emotional, yes. But the source was spiritual. It didn't start in your mind. It started in the unseen world. You were not simply anxious. You were being targeted. And that targeting was evidence of your assignment. What tried to break you was really trying to block what God was about to release through you. You are chosen. That's why the pressure came. When God is about to birth something new in you, the enemy always sends a counterattack. The goal is to wear you out before the door even opens. But heaven does not sit silently. The sword of Michael is not just for defense. It is for cutting off what should not be attached to you. Emotional weight that is not yours is being stripped off you now. Top cut off the way to get the blessing 6669. You were never meant to carry the emotions of others. You were not designed to absorb darkness. That is not your portion. You are light in the dark, not a container for other people's pain. You are a channel of peace, not a magnet for chaos. So when the pressure tried to stick to you, it crossed a spiritual boundary. And that's where heaven step in. You must declare today, this pressure has no permission to stay. It does not belong to me. I cancel its assignment. I receive heaven's lifting now. Say it boldly. Say it like a soldier. Say it like Michael is standing behind you. Because he is. The pressure was real, but it will not be final. It came, but it will not stay. It whispered, but it will not define your story. You are coming out of it stronger, wiser and lighter. You will look back on this moment and say, that was the day everything shifted. Type this is my shift to get the blessing 7215. You are not the emotional weight you feel. You are not the fear that tried to enter. You are not the pain you suddenly felt for no reason. That was an invasion. But God has raised a standard against it. Let the lifting begin. Let the freedom fall on your spirit like gentle rain. You were never meant to walk under this cloud. And you won't anymore. Type I am free from false burdens to get the blessing 3002. When emotional burdens fall and angelic help rises, we are reminded of heaven's mission on earth, to set captives free. Every time you support this message, you become a light bearer, sowing seeds that heal the weary and awaken the lost. This isn't just a channel. It's a river of deliverance flowing into dry places. God is using your giving to scatter truth like holy fire. I feel led to tell you, your act of support is not just generosity, it's prophetic obedience. If this word spoke to you, support the mission through super thanks, membership, or PayPal link in description. Your giving unlocks more moments like this for others. Bless your seed, and watch how God waters it. There are battles you never saw, but heaven did. There are moments where you felt sudden pain, unexpected tears, and waves of fear, for no clear reason. That is not coincidence. That is not just emotion. That is spiritual pressure. And it did not come from you. Heaven watches what you cannot. Angels are stationed by your life, sent by the voice of God Himself. And when danger comes, danger that wears the disguise of feelings, they step in. Archangel Michael is not just a warrior, he is a watchman. He saw what you could not see. At 3:33 a.m., something passed close to your life. Something unseen. Something that came to press, until you gave up or broke down. But heaven said no. Archangel Michael was awakened with assignment. He came to intercept it. Type heaven saw it first to get the blessing 4150. You felt that pressure, but you didn't know the reason. You thought it was just a bad day, a heavy mood, or a strange wave of sadness. But it was more. It was an assignment. A dark force was trying to attach a spirit of heaviness to your soul. But thank God, He is not asleep. His angels never slumber. Michael stood over your room. His sword burned with divine light. He whispered truth to your spirit while your mind was still trying to understand. He was not just watching you. He was fighting for you. And the reason you're hearing this now is because God wants you to know you are covered. Type I am covered to get the blessing 5821. You don't need to carry this weight anymore. It never belonged to you. Heaven saw it first and decided to protect you even before you prayed. That's how much God loves you. That's how serious your calling is. That's how important your presence is on this earth. When a weight tries to enter your soul in the middle of the night, it means the enemy fears your mourning. He fears what you're about to walk into. He fears your clarity. He fears your purpose. So he tries to distract you before daybreak. But heaven fights before you wake. Type I receive divine protection to get the blessing 7399. God is revealing this to you now because He wants you to stop blaming yourself for pressure that isn't yours. Stop calling it my depression, my anxiety, my burden. It's not yours. It was given, not born. It was placed, not created in you. God is removing it. You don't need to fix it. You just need to agree with heaven. Say this: I reject what heaven did not assign to me. I release what is not mine. I break every emotional lie. I accept the lifting now. Heaven responds when you agree with truth. Angels move when your words align with God's word. You don't have to feel strong. You just need to say yes to the truth. Alone can move mountains. Type truth is lifting me to get the blessing 6512. You may still feel the weight for a moment, but now you know it's not real. It's a fading shadow, a broken trap. Don't fear it. Rebuke it. Don't accept it. Cast it out. God has revealed the plan of the enemy so that you will never again mistake a spiritual pressure as a personal problem. This is not your burden. You were born to carry light, not darkness. Joy, not sorrow. Peace, not panic. You were born again to be a carrier of the Holy Spirit, not emotional confusion. What came for you did not know that God would fight for you. But it knows now. And it's retreating. The shift has already started. Your atmosphere is being cleared. Your mind is being restored. And your soul is becoming light again. Type I carry light, not darkness, to get the blessing 8740. The enemy doesn't just send pressure. He sends lies with it. That's how the weight grows heavier. It's not just the emotion. It's what the emotion begins to whisper. You're not good enough. No one understands you. Nothing will ever change. These are not just thoughts. These are weapons. Spiritual pressure becomes emotional when lies wrap around it. They look like your own voice, but they are not. They sound personal, but they are planted. If the enemy can get you to believe a lie, he doesn't need to attack your body. He'll control your mind. Type I break every lie to get the blessing 6006. Archangel Michael is not only a warrior, he is a truth defender. When he enters a space, he does more than fight. He exposes what is false. He uncovers what was hiding in your thoughts. That's what happened when the pressure came. Michael's presence forced the lies into the light. You thought it was just your past returning. You thought maybe you were just weak. But that wasn't the case. It was a spiritual trap. And the trap was built with words that were never spoken by God. Heaven's language brings life. The enemy's language brings weight. God speaks peace. The enemy speaks panic. And at 3:33 a.m., those lies tried to speak again. But Michael came to shut them down. Type heaven speaks peace to get the blessing 4331. God is now showing you the truth. He's pulling back the curtain. You were not broken. You were under spiritual attack. You were not lost. You were in a moment of battle. You were not weak. You were being distracted by something that didn't belong to you. Every lie the pressure whispered was meant to lead you away from your purpose. But today God is taking them one by one and breaking them. Say this: I am not what the lie said. I am what God says. I do not receive the weight of false words. I stand in truth, and I will not fall. Type I stand in truth to get the blessing 7055. Lies are heavy. They sit on your heart and convince you to slow down, to give up, to stay quiet. But when truth comes, the weight lifts. That's why God sent this word to you now, so that you would no longer carry what was never part of you. It's time to stop agreeing with the enemy. It's time to start agreeing with God. And when you do, the lifting begins. The lies will fall off. Your mind will clear. Your emotions will realign. Your peace will return. You are not the pressure. You are not the panic. You are not the past. You are light in darkness. You are chosen. You are rising. Type the lies are falling off to get the blessing 5090. The reason this moment is powerful is because agreement breaks chains. If you stay in agreement with the lie, the pressure stays. But when you break that agreement, when you say no more, heaven has the legal right to intervene. Archangel Michael acts on God's word and on your agreement with it. So now, speak with your mouth what heaven has already declared over you. I am not cursed. I am not stuck. I am not crazy. I am free. The weight is not mine. The lie is broken, and I walk forward without it. That's the moment the atmosphere shifts. That's the moment darkness flees. That's the moment God moves. And that moment is now. Type my chains are broken to get the blessing 3444. There's a reason the pressure came at night. It wasn't just timing. It was a strategy. The enemy always sends spiritual attacks when you are most vulnerable. And that is often in the night. In the quiet. In the dark. When your body rests, your spirit becomes more open. That is when the battle often begins. The enemy waits until your guard is low. He waits until the world around you is silent, and your mind starts to wander. That's when fear slips in. That's when doubt creeps closer. That's when the pressure tries to land. Type I will not fear the night to get the blessing 2626. But do not be afraid of the night, because heaven is still awake. God never sleeps. His angels never take breaks. And Archangel Michael stands watch even when your eyes are closed. He is the sword in your night. He is the light when darkness tries to enter your atmosphere. The enemy thought you would not notice the pressure. He thought the emotional attack would slip by. But heaven noticed. Heaven responded. Heaven saw you and sent a warrior. This isn't just a story. It's your reality. The reason you're reading this now is because God wants you to understand what really happened at 3:33 a.m. Type heaven watches while I sleep to get the blessing 4707. You felt the weight because your spirit is alive, sensitive, awake to the supernatural. Many people would feel nothing, but your heart was open. That's why the pressure could be felt. But that's also why Michael came. Because you are not just anyone. You are marked by heaven. When the pressure comes at night, it carries whispers. It tries to talk to your mind. It tries to speak through memories, emotions, and thoughts. And if you do not fight it, it will build a home. But tonight, the truth has come to break its power. Say this now. The night does not belong to fear. It belongs to God. I will not be ruled by dark thoughts. I will be led by light. Heaven watches over me. Type I sleep under heaven's light to get the blessing 3911. This is why the enemy always attacks before daybreak. He wants to steal your joy before the morning comes. He wants to cloud your mind before you step into new blessings. But God is always ahead of the enemy. He sees the plan. He sees the adept. And he stops it before it completes. Michael did not come by accident. He was sent by name. Your name. Your life. Your calling. That's why the battle came, but also why the help came. Let this truth go deep into your heart. God is not waiting for you to fix everything. He's already moving. Your job is to agree, to open your heart, to say yes, because heaven has already started the lifting. Type my yes unlocks heaven to get the blessing 5233. Do not be afraid of nightfall. Do not fear another 3:33 a.m. moment. Next time the clock strikes, you will not tremble. You will remember this word. You will remember that heaven fights for you, that angels guard you, that light wins every time. You don't have to understand it all. You just need to believe that you are not alone. You were never alone. The pressure was not yours, and the fear is not your future. You are safe. You are sealed. You are rising. Type night cannot hold me to get the blessing 8459. What was sent to break you has failed. It came in silence. It came in shadows. It came as fear, as sadness, as deep confusion. But it did not finish its mission. Why? Because heaven stepped in. God saw it. He acted. He sent his warrior, Archangel Michael, to cover you. The pressure was real, but it had no permission from heaven. It came illegally into your space. That's why it could not stay. That's why it's being removed right now. Type heaven breaks the intruder to get the blessing 7120. You may still feel tired. You may still feel some of the emotional fog. But listen carefully, that does not mean the attack succeeded. It means healing is happening. When you break chains, your soul takes a deep breath. It takes time to feel the new freedom. But the shift has already begun. God is removing what did come from him. That includes feelings, fears, moods, and memories that were placed on you, not born from you. What came to control you is now being cut off. Say this now. What did not come from God must leave. I refuse to carry it another day. I receive freedom. Type I only carry what is from heaven to get the blessing 6444. This emotional pressure didn't just come to make you sad. It came to distract your calling. It came to wear you down until you couldn't move forward. But God said no. His voice stopped it. His hand lifted it. And now, you are beginning to stand again. You are not weak. You are not failing. You are healing. God does not waste pain. He uses it. What was sent to break you, He's turning into strength. He's making your spirit stronger, your vision clearer, your prayer life deeper. And what once weighed you down will now become your testimony. Type my pain is turning into power to get the blessing 4991. You are being restored. Slowly, gently, deeply. The parts of your heart that were pressed are being refilled. Heaven is pouring peace where there was pressure. You may not understand how it's happening, but you will feel it. And the best part, what was meant to harm you is now being used to wake up others. Because you know how it feels, you will know how to speak. You will be a voice for others who are still under the pressure. You will carry light. You will carry freedom. Do not say, "Why me?" Say instead, "God trusted me." Because even under the pressure, you didn't lose your faith. Even when you cried, you didn't stop seeking. Even when you didn't understand, you didn't walk away. That is strength. That is the mark of someone who is rising. Type God trusted me with the pressure to get the blessing 3108. So now, take a deep breath. Let the heaviness break. Let the false emotions leave. Let the lifting continue. What the enemy tried to attach to you has been broken. What tried to cover you in darkness has been scattered by light. God is not only removing what was sent to break you, He is replacing it with strength, peace, and direction. This is not the end of your story. This is your new beginning. You are walking out of the fog. You are coming into clarity. You are stepping forward into freedom. Type I am walking into freedom to get the blessing 5582. Many people think they are weak because they feel too much. But that is not true. You are not weak. You are spiritually sensitive. You can feel things others don't. You sense shifts in the atmosphere. You pick up on things that don't feel right. That is not a problem. It is a gift. The pressure you felt wasn't proof of your failure. It was proof of your sensitivity. The emotional heaviness tried to use your spiritual gift against you. But now you understand. You were not under attack because you are weak. You were under attack because you are awake. Type I am awake in the spirit to get the blessing 2630. When God creates someone who can feel deeply, He also gives them a special assignment. You are one of those people. You carry discernment. That means you can feel when something isn't from God. You can sense when a spirit of fear tries to move close. You can recognize the tension in rooms, the weight in moments, the lies behind certain voices. That is not something to be ashamed of. That is something to thank God for. You've been fighting invisible battles your whole life, and now God is showing you why. You are spiritually tuned in. You are a watcher, a feeler, an intercessor. That is holy. That is powerful. Type my sensitivity is a weapon to get the blessing 4119. The emotional pressure that came at 3:33 a.m. tried to make you believe something was wrong with you. It tried to make you believe your heart was broken, your mind was weak, your emotions were out of control. But the truth is, you were sensing spiritual warfare. You were picking up the signals of a nearby storm. And heaven responded by sending an angel. Archangel Michael did not come because you were weak. He came because you are important. You matter to God. You are a carrier of His presence. You are part of His plan. So He sent help when the attack came near. You're not crazy. You're not overreacting. You're not falling apart. You are spiritually awake. Type I am not crazy. I am called to get the blessing 3300. Now God is teaching you how to handle this gift. He's showing you how to separate what is yours from what is not. He's teaching you how to let go of false pressure. You don't have to absorb everything. You don't have to hold everyone's pain. You can feel, but you don't have to carry. That's where your strength begins, knowing the difference. Say this now. I am sensitive, not weak. I feel deeply, but I am guarded by heaven. I receive only what God gives. I release what He never sent. His prayer will keep your soul clean. It will keep your spirit light. It will protect you from taking in things that are not part of your purpose. Type I release what is not mine to get the blessing 6654. Many people around you don't understand what you feel. They don't see what you see. That's okay. You were made to move in the Spirit. You were made to walk in deeper places. You are not average. You are not shallow. You are called to carry God's presence, and that means your emotions are sometimes a reflection of the spiritual world around you. But now you know how to handle it. Now you know how to respond. You won't break under the weight. You won't shut down. You won't stay confused. Because now you understand who you are and what you carry. You are chosen. You are aware. And you are covered. Type I am not average. I am anointed to get the blessing 5011. There is something powerful that happens when you let go. When you stop holding what was never yours to carry, heaven steps in. God never forces you to drop the weight. But the moment you do, He moves quickly. He sends help. He sends healing. He sends His presence. Some of the pressure you felt was not because God wasn't moving. It was because you were still holding what He wanted to lift. You were trying to figure it out, fix it, manage it, explain it. But heaven didn't ask you to carry it. Heaven asked you to surrender it. Type I release it all to get the blessing 4406. When Archangel Michael showed up at 3:33 a.m., he didn't bring shame. He brought rescue. He came as a sign that heaven was already on your side. But for the full freedom to come, your agreement is needed. That means your voice must say what your spirit already knows. I let this go. Say it now, slowly and out loud. I let go of the fear. I let go of the pressure. I let go of the lie. I let go of the pain that doesn't belong to me. I let go, and I trust heaven to take it. That's not weakness. That's warfare. Type surrender is my strength to get the blessing 2888. Letting go is not giving up. It's giving it to God. You were never built to carry everything. You are not a container for spiritual confusion. You are a vessel for peace, for light, for joy. The enemy wants to keep your hands full of pressure so that you cannot receive the blessings God has for you. But when you drop what's false, you make room for what's true. God is ready to give you rest. Real rest. Deep rest. The kind that fills your bones and your thoughts. But rest requires space. That means letting go of the things that make you feel constantly tired, overwhelmed, and spiritually drained. Type I make room for rest to get the blessing 3177. Heaven works with your yes. And right now, heaven is watching to see if you will say yes to this moment. Will you release it? Will you stop carrying it? Will you believe that God is better at holding it than you are? The lifting starts when the letting go begins. Sometimes, you may feel like letting go is dangerous. What if it falls apart? What if no one understands? What if everything gets worse? But the truth is this: when heaven takes over, nothing falls apart. It falls into place. The enemy has lied to you. He said you had to hold it all together. He said you couldn't drop the pressure. He said if you let go, you'd lose everything. But God says the opposite. He says, give it to me. I'm the one who carries your load. I'm the one who guards your future. Type God holds what I released to get the blessing 7834. When you open your hands, you are not becoming weaker. You are becoming free. You are showing faith. And heaven responds to that faith by sending angels, clarity, peace, and even new direction. So here's the truth. Letting go is your victory. Releasing the emotional pressure is not the end. It's the beginning. It opens the door for new strength, new understanding, and new joy. You are not made to carry what was never yours. The lifting has already started. Don't stop it by holding on to what God already removed. Type my freedom is in letting go to get the blessing 5555. As you let go of the weight that was never yours, you step into a sacred place, a place where heaven meets earth and healing flows like rivers. If this message spoke to your heart, imagine how many more lives could be freed by it. Your support helps us deliver God's voice to the silent battles no one sees. Every gift, every act of giving becomes a key that unlocks truth in someone else's midnight hour. Support this mission by joining membership, sending a super thanks, or giving through PayPal link in the video description. This isn't a donation. It's a divine assignment. What you felt wasn't just an attack. It was a signal. A sign that something in your life is about to shift. The pressure didn't come to stay. It came to block your next level. The enemy never attacks nothing. He always attacks when something powerful is close. You were about to step into something new. You were about to rise into a new season. That's why the pressure came. It wasn't random. It was targeted. But what the enemy didn't expect was that heaven would interrupt his plan. Type the shift is near to get the blessing 3281. The heaviness was not just emotional. It was prophetic. It showed up to signal the transition. When a baby is about to be born, the pain increases. When a breakthrough is near, the tension rises. And when your next level is around the corner, pressure tries to make you turn around. But you didn't quit. You didn't walk away. You kept listening. And now the pressure is breaking. Archangel Michael showed up to protect what's being birthed in you. He came not just to fight the pressure, but to preserve your promise. Because you're closer than you realize. The shift is not coming. It has already started. Type I will not miss my shift to get the blessing 4430. This is why the enemy wanted you distracted. He didn't want you focused. He didn't want you praying. He didn't want you clear. He knew that if you stayed spiritually awake, you would walk into everything God planned for you. So he sent pressure to shut you down. But now the light has come. The truth has come. The lifting has begun. You must declare this with strength. I will not miss my moment. I will not miss my shift. I will not turn back. I'm walking forward into all that God has for me. That's how you fight. That's how you win. Type my moment is now to get the blessing 5902. This season you are stepping into is different. You're not going back to old patterns. You're not going to be ruled by the same voices. You're not going to carry the same pressure. What was sent to stop you is now becoming your stepping stone. You are being positioned. You are being prepared. The shaking was not to break you. It was to shape you. You will look back on this moment and say, that was the shift. That was the turning point. That's when I stopped carrying what was not mine. That's when the weight lifted. That's when the angels step in. Type, "This is my turning point to get the blessing." 6843. You are not the same. The pressure came, but it didn't win. The weight tried to stay, but heaven removed it. The enemy whispered lies, but now your ears are tuned to truth. You are moving into alignment. You are walking in obedience. And because of that, doors will open. Connections will come. Strength will return. Clarity will be your portion. You will no longer second guess what God has spoken over you. Say this out loud: I accept the shift. I agree with heaven. I walk in boldness. I will not go back. I will not fear the pressure. I was born for this. And heaven is responding to those words. Type, "I was born for this to get the blessing." 7226. One of the biggest lies pressure brings is this: you are alone. The enemy wants you to believe that no one sees you, and no one hears you, and no one understands what you're feeling. But that is not true. That is not heaven's voice. That is fear trying to speak louder than truth. The truth is this: you are not alone. God is with you. Angels are with you. And people are being assigned to help you. Just because you can't see them yet doesn't mean they aren't already on their way. Type, "I am not alone to get the blessing." 2664. Even in your darkest night, heaven was near. When the pressure came and wrapped around your thoughts, Michael stood beside you. The sword of God's presence was in your room. The weight tried to hide that truth, but now it's being revealed. The battle you are in is not yours alone to fight. God never planned for you to carry it all. That's why He sends divine help. That's why He sends this message. He wants to remind you, you are not forgotten. You've been carrying so much. You've been holding in tears, hiding your struggle, trying to smile while your heart is shaking. But God saw all of it, and He sent His warrior to your side. Type, "God saw my tears to get the blessing." 3089. There is something holy happening right now. The pain you felt is not being ignored, it's being answered. You are not invisible. Your midnight cry did not disappear into the air. It touched heaven, and heaven responded. God is assigning people to you, voices who will speak life, arms that will lift you, friends who will understand. You don't have to walk this alone anymore. The isolation you felt is breaking. God is connecting you again. Say this: I am not hidden. I am not forgotten. I am not fighting by myself. I am surrounded by the presence of God. Type, "Heaven surrounds me to get the blessing." 4142. Archangel Michael didn't just come to remove the pressure. He came to release divine support. There is help rising around you, spiritual and natural. Angels are fighting where you cannot. People are being moved into your life. Paths are being cleared. Your name is being spoken in places of blessing. You are not weak for needing help. You are wise for receiving it. You were never meant to walk alone. Even Jesus had help carrying His cross. You are walking into a season of divine connection. Isolation is ending. Confusion is lifting. You will not be the only one holding the weight anymore. Type, "I receive divine connection to get the blessing." 7551. God is faithful. He knows what you need before you ask, and He's already sending it. You are not broken. You are being rebuilt. You are not lost. You are being led. The pressure came to separate you, but it failed. Instead, you opened the door to deeper understanding. Now you see more clearly. Now you hear more carefully. Now you trust more deeply. And now, you are being surrounded. Say this boldly: I am part of God's family. I belong. I am seen. I am loved. I am helped. You are not in this by yourself. You never were. Type I belong to heaven's family to get the blessing 6840. The pressure you felt tried to bring confusion. It wanted to cloud your mind. It wanted to blur your thoughts and make you feel lost. That's one of the enemy's oldest tricks. If he can take your clarity, he can take your direction. If he can take your direction, he can block your movement. But now, that confusion is being cleared. God is releasing the spirit of clarity over you. The fog is lifting. The noise is dying down. Your spirit is beginning to hear clearly again. My mind is clearing to get the blessing 3990. Clarity is not just about knowing what to do. It's about seeing yourself the way God sees you. When clarity comes, lies lose their power. You remember who you are. You remember what God said. You remember that you were never made to live under pressure. You were made to walk in peace. The emotional weight tried to confuse your identity. But clarity is now returning. You are not lost. You are not going backwards. You are rising into the truth. Say this: I receive the spirit of clarity. I see what God sees. I believe what God says. I walk in divine truth. Type I walk in truth to get the blessing 5217. Confusion is a spiritual fog. It drains your joy. It steals your time. It makes you second-guess your prayers. But that fog is breaking now. The light of heaven is shining on your next steps. You don't have to figure everything out today. But God is showing you what matters right now. He is putting one step in front of you. He is lighting the path little by little. It's how faith works, step by step. You don't need a map. You need His voice. And it's getting louder now. Type His voice guides me to get the blessing 6720. You may still feel unsure. That's okay. But your spirit knows something has changed. The pressure is no longer holding you. The lies are no longer speaking. You are beginning to walk again, not with fear, but with confidence. When clarity returns, strength returns. You feel like you can breathe again. You begin to dream again. You start expecting good things again. That's where God wants you to stay, not in the fog, but in the light. Say this now: I am not confused. I am called. I am not lost. I am led. I do not walk in darkness. I walk in light. Type I walk in light to get the blessing 4501. The lifting was never just about feeling better. It was about getting your mind back, getting your purpose back, getting your hope back. Heaven did not come just to comfort you. Heaven came to realign you. Now the pressure is gone. Clarity is rising. Your spiritual eyes are opening. Your heart is starting to believe again. And soon, everything around you will start to respond. This is not the end. It's the middle of your rising. You have clarity. You have light. You have truth. And now, you have peace. Type peace is my portion to get the blessing 5586. Something is shifting in the air around you. The pressure that once filled the room is now being replaced by peace. The same space where you cried is now becoming a place of healing. The same night that brought fear is now a night of new strength. This is not just a feeling. It is a change in your spiritual atmosphere. You are not just feeling better. You are walking in freedom. And it is happening now. Type my atmosphere is shifting to get the blessing 3905. When God lifts a burden, He also cleans the air around it. That means your home, your room, your mind, everything that held the pressure, is now being filled with divine peace. Confusion is leaving. Darkness is lifting. The old energy is breaking. Archangel Michael came to your space, not only to protect you, but to clear the area. The attack that came through emotional weight had a plan to stay. But heaven said no more. And now, your atmosphere is becoming new. Type heaven fills my space to get the blessing 5312. Sometimes we don't realize how much our surroundings have been affected by spiritual pressure. We think it's just mood, just weather, just life. But often, it's something deeper. It's the lingering smoke of a spiritual attack. But now, that smoke is clearing. God is breathing fresh wind into your home. His angels are pushing out everything that tried to stay behind. The heaviness is leaving. The fear is going. The confusion is dissolving. And in its place, peace. Say this now. I declare peace over my home. Peace over my mind. Peace in my spirit. Peace in the atmosphere around me. Type peace lives here now to get the blessing 6201. Your space matters to God. Where you rest, where you sleep, where you think and pray, those are holy places. The enemy tried to turn your resting place into a battlefield. But now, heaven is turning it back into a sanctuary. You don't need to be afraid of your own home anymore. You don't need to fear the night. You don't need to wonder if the pressure will come back. Because now, you have spoken truth. You have said yes to freedom. You have allowed the angel of the Lord to do what only heaven can do. The old energy is gone. The holy atmosphere is here. Type my home is holy ground to get the blessing 4770. Do not let fear return. Keep speaking P. Keep playing worship. Keep thanking God for the shift. The atmosphere listens to the voice of truth. Your words carry spiritual power. And when you fill your space with light, darkness has no room to return. This is the final stage of the lifting. Not only is the pressure gone from your soul, it is gone from your surroundings. You are clean. Your home is clean. Your path is clear. God has gone ahead of you. He has stayed behind you. And now, He lives around you. Tuck the pressure has left my life to get the blessing 6000. This is your confirmation. The emotional weight that tried to rest on you is gone. Heaven move on your behalf. Archangel Michael stood over you, not just to fight, but to finish the lifting. The attack was real, but it is over. The pressure tried to claim your mind, but God claimed your future. And now, you are standing in a new space. A space of light. A space of freedom. A space of peace that stays. Do not be afraid of nightfall anymore. Do not wait for the pressure to return. It won't. Not here. Not anymore. You are covered. You are surrounded. You are restored. Type the pressure will not return to get the blessing 8333. You have received more than comfort. You have received divine truth. And truth keeps you free. Stay in this truth. Speak it often. Remind yourself that emotional pressure is not always yours. It can be spiritual. And when it is, you don't have to carry it. You just have to let heaven fight for you. This is not just a video. This was your rescue. This was your message. This was your lifting. You are not the same. You are not who the pressure tried to make you. You are lighter now. You are stronger. You are protected. You are anointed. Your atmosphere is sealed. Your night is blessed. Your future is clear. Walk forward in joy. Walk forward in confidence. Walk forward knowing you are never alone. The battle is over. The lifting is complete. The pressure is gone. As this word comes to a close, your freedom has just begun. What heaven poured into you today, others are still waiting to receive. When you support this mission, you help bring truth to people trapped in silent battles. You become a carrier of breakthrough, a light in the night for someone else's soul. The river doesn't stop with you. It flows through you. Your giving activates more lifelines, more messages, more moments where heaven invades the midnight hour. This is the work of the kingdom. This is the voice of rescue. This is your opportunity. Join as a YouTube member, click Super Thanks, or give through PayPal using the link in the video description. God sees your seed, and He rewards every drop poured in faith.